On the last episode we were weaning the calves. It's been exactly a week now, and you can see here all the heifers are on this side, all the cows are over here, and if you listen closely, there's no more mooing, no more calling. It takes about 3 or 4 days, but they finally give up. We had 4 or 5 out in the morning where they were they'll literally jump through the barriers, but that was no biggie. We put them all back, they're fine. So we've got all the heifers in here and they look pretty good. There's a small one there I can see, but it'll be soon time to pick out our ladies that will be joining the herd for next year. We'll do a video on that. Some good cattle there, and then we got the young steers, which are over here, and I reckon the steers were calling the longest. The girls, you know, they got on with it. The young man here calling for mummy a little bit longer. There's some nice cattle in here as well. That's the cattle. What we're going to do today is all the winter crops that we've planted. We're going to go over, we're going to fly the drone, we're going to see what's coming up and what is not coming up, because just after we drilled, it just rained every single day and there was water laid everywhere. So we're going to go and have a look and see what's going on in the fields. We've still got a little bit of winter barley to plant if we can get the chance to do it. You can plant winter barley all the way up into November, December. Some people last year were planting it in January. So what we're going to do is go and take a look at that. So let's go and do that.
Gone over this 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town and I know what you're asking for. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember.
Right, we are just outside the farm. I didn't pick a very good spot to come in at, but you can see probably by now from the drone photos there that it is extremely wet still, and we didn't get any let up. The rain just kept coming and coming. Every time it dried for a day, the next day would pour another inch on us. It's just a right pain. But you can see across the field, I hope you can see across the field, that there is crop coming up where it lies wet. You know, there's 1 or 2 plants here. There are plants growing. Farmer tells me where it's wet, it will just rot away. The seed will actually just rot away. This was the last planted in this field, so it's the last to come up. So it's only just coming up across the field there. But you can see, if you just looking out across it, you can see patches of where it lies wet, and you can see it clearly because it's not green there. That means there's no plants growing there. If we knew all the rain was going to come afterwards, we might have just left it. Farmer's a bit annoyed because we've undone all our good work we did in the summer by running tractors on it. You compress the ground down. We'll have to come back in a few weeks' time and see how it's progressing on this one. This is the biggest field right outside the front of the farm. The 3 at the back I think will be all right. They don't look too bad. There is wet spots laid out there, but nothing like this one. This one, for some reason, is really wet. And we mould ploughed this. We mould ploughed the whole field, and it still doesn't drain away. And that's just what happens when you got heavy clay soils. It gets locked into place, and you need a good couple of weeks for things to just dry out before you can even do anything. And the one opportunity we got, we went for it. We had a load of barley seed we had to use up, and it had to go in. Who knows what will happen to this one? We'll come back and have another look with it with the farmer. We're going to go and check some other fields now. I think they'll be doing a little bit better than this one. But there is plants there, so let's just see what happens. my prediction is where these wet spots lie, there'll be bare patches. We just have to wait and see on this one. Right.
It's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. And I say it might take me nowhere. Anywhere is better than the places I have been. Sunsets in my rearview mirror, a projection of my old life fading. You say it's out of my reach.
Okay, right, so we're now over at some of Colin's fields. You can see behind me that doesn't look good at all. But you should have seen some of the drone footage. This is just one of the, this is a regular field that does get wet. We know it gets wet. It's no exception, it's wet. And I don't think there's any saving that. There is plants there, there's plants growing up the side there. But this field, I'm guessing we'll have to do something with that in the spring. We'll see how it goes. We'll come back to it and we'll show you, if it does dry up, we'll come back to it and I'll show you what it looks like after, you know, everything's growing. What will grow, will grow. We'll ask the farmers' thoughts on that one. But the other fields that are here, they're doing all right. They're, you know, I don't think they're too bad. There's wet spots in them, just like there is at home. And we'll just have to see how they go too. But the fields are growing. We're a bit further on than we were last year. We didn't get anything in last year, so, and there's plants growing there, so I think they'll be all right. And we've had a look over at Jackie's fields as well. And some of those, these are all barley fields. They're all the same. They're all last year's seeds. And even the fields over at Jackie's, it's wet in the places we know it's wet. And it's growing over there as well. So we will come back once it's all dried up. We will come back and have another look and see how they're doing and compare the two. But this one, I think that'll be a write-off. That's no good. But what we'll go and do now, we did get some winter wheat in as well. We will go and take a look at that. We got some at the farm over the way at Mix Farm. Let's go and have a look at that.
But I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. Lost outside of nowhere, a stormy rain tried to wash away the dream.
We are over in one of the wheat fields. We've been over to Mix Farm and that is growing pretty good actually. It's a bit like this one. We're now over at Mansma and all the wheat's coming up. You can see behind me, it's all coming up nice and even. You can see the tram line markers there. That's what Peter was talking about in the drilling video. And this is the field we were at when we were sat with Peter in the drill. So it's nice to see a nice even spread. It's all growing up, coming up quite nice and even. We would have liked to have rolled it. That would have been the ideal thing. Farmer will come out with his pre-emergent sprays and that will just tackle any weeds coming up through the next few weeks, and that'll just kill off all the weeds. Hopefully we'll have a nice clean crop and it'll be all good. But yeah, the wheat looks better than the barley. We've still got to plant some, and we've got some fields back at home where we'll plant some if it comes dry enough. And it's just under my feet here, even here, which is one of the better fields, is still very sticky. So things are wet at the moment, so who knows. Anyway, we are going to end the video there. That's what the crops look like at the moment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We try and do a couple of videos a week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.